In the streets of Waterloo, Iowa, reputation means everything. But for Dontay Sanford, aka Tay Rat, his reputation became less about loyalty, and more about what could be found in cold, hard paperwork. The case that really put his name in the spotlight? Case number FECR 148477. This isn't just hearsay or street rumors, this is public record. The police report tied to this case reveals something that shook the streets. Tay Rat's name is listed clear as day, and not just as someone being questioned. The report shows that Dontay himself made a call to Detective Meyers on his personal cell phone, reaching out in an attempt to work his way out of shooting charges. The report doesn't leave anything to interpretation, it lays it out plainly. Caller Dontay Sanford. Call recipient Detective Meyers. Purpose of call, discuss details that could potentially clear himself from the shooting charges. In this call, Dontay aka Tay Rat wasn't just answering questions, he initiated the contact. According to the report, Tay Rat could have told Meyers where to look, who to investigate, and how he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. His tone, as noted by investigators, was frantic but cooperative, almost eager to provide any information necessary to distance himself from the crime. The streets couldn't deny the weight of this revelation. The streets couldn't deny the weight of this. The case file doesn't just implicate Tay Rat, it solidifies his role as someone willing to communicate directly with law enforcement, even providing details that only someone deeply connected to the situation would know. When the paperwork became public, there was no hiding from it. The report's presence in case number FECR 148477 made it undeniable. Dontay's name, his call to Meyers, and his desperate attempt to shift blame were all there in black and white. The fact that he had Detective Meyers' personal cell number and called him directly raised even more questions about just how long this cooperation had been going on. But Tay Rat, true to form, denied everything. "Man, that ain't even my case," he'd tell anyone who confronted him. "Y'all know how they be making stuff up, they hatin' on me." But the evidence was concrete. The name Dontay Sanford was right there, tied to a phone call that Detective Meyers himself documented. This wasn't just a moment of bad judgment or a misstep, it was a pattern that showed Tay's willingness to save himself at any cost, even if it meant reaching out to law enforcement while still trying to portray himself as a figure to be feared in the streets. The irony is thick. A man claiming to live by a code of silence, by the rules of the streets, was exposed in the very system he claimed to despise. The paperwork, the call logs, and the case number all pointed to one undeniable truth. Dontay Sanford, aka Tay Rat, had more than 1 foot in the world of snitching, and this time there was no talking his way out of it. Stay tuned and be on the lookout for part 2, where we go over more snitching situations that involve Tay Rat.